Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome to day 3. I can't believe we are here on day 3. We have been going strong for the last 2 days, and this is the last day of the retreat. There are still some other beautiful surprises coming up for you, so stay tuned. And I'm so proud of all of you. And here is why. To listen to the information that may have touched you in places that you have been hiding is not an easy thing, right? How many times when our parents or somebody told us something and we just ignored them, we didn't want to hear it because it takes a certain kind of courage and chutzpah and guts to be able to listen. So if you think just by being here, you haven't done anything, I want to tell you that you have. You have already started on your path of healing. So give yourself a pat on the back. And I am giving you a pat on the back, and I am telling you that I'm really proud of you. You know, the journey to 1,000 steps begins with one single step. We don't have to have all the steps figured out, but we take that first step, and when we are completely present and we show up completely, the next step shows up for us. I've had so many interviews in the last 2 days since we started the retreat, and I have met with so many wonderful, courageous people, women. And I know that they are on their path to something really bigger. They have said yes to themselves, and it has taken a lot of courage for them to be able to hear and accept where they are in their life and the help and the support they need. So bravo, I am applauding you. Thank you so much for being here. And I know people are tuning in from all over the place. Hello, Hina. Thank you for being here. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Suzanne. I'm just going to go across. And Upasana, hello. Nice to see you again. Hello, Romena. Nice to see you. Debbie, Sandhya. Thank you so much for being here. And I know that Sandy, my assistant here today, she mentioned that she's going to be taking care of you in the chat. She's awesome. Can you give her some love? It takes a lot of work to manage a lot of people in the chat. We've had 450 people now register for this class, for this program. I know people are not showing up live, all of them, but they're watching the replays. We've had over 70 replays, 70 views in the replays that I have sent. So the engagement is high. People are waking up. People are saying yes to themselves. They're feeling the relief perhaps for the very first time. So bravo. Thank you so much. So whatever questions you have, you can pop them in the chat. I will be speaking with you, and you'll have more opportunity to ask questions and whatnot. So let me just journey back to where we have been. We have been talking about, we started with chronic illness, autoimmune disorders, okay? And then yesterday we moved on to anxiety and depression. Although on the surface it looks like that I talked about physical illness on one day, mental illness on the other day, and today we're talking about relationships. And you may ask, how did I design these 3 components? How are they even connected together? I think if you attended the last 2, you have understood that we are integrated, multifaceted, multi-tiered, dynamic organism. Everything affects everything else. In spite of the contrary belief or the treatment of human beings in some of the modern, medical world, that, there is a psychiatrist for your mental issues, there's a doctor or a physician for your physical issues, and they don't talk to one another. And that's a very, I don't even know what the word is, but it is so fragmenting the human being. I've had people come to me with, I have digestive problems. I've had them for years, and now I'm going in for some other surgery. They're telling me the surgery is going to be helpful. And then they're also seeing a psychiatrist for their relationship. So the struggle with this client was she was actually not able to digest her marriage. It wasn't the food. She wasn't able to digest her marriage, and the psychiatrist never asked her about her digestive issues, about the impact of toxic relationships on her digestion. And the doctor never asked that her digestion, are there any emotional and mental challenges that she's feeling? We need to be done with that. That really is my biggest pet peeve, is to treat people like they are parts of a machine. Here's your engine, replace the engine. Here's a tire, get a new tire, and let's hope that it'll run all together, function all together. We do not work like that. We're not a machine. There's an intelligence to this beautifully crafted machine that integrate all the parts in miraculous ways that we don't even understand. So one example I want to give you is, the mother's blood turns into milk to nourish the baby. If that's not a miracle, then I don't know what is. I racked my brain over this. I'm like, oh my God, how the heck that even happens? That only happens in the woman's body. So if that's not, you understand the supreme intelligence that's making our being, this organism, function in multifaceted way, the way it is. So you are that multifaceted, dynamic, beautifully crafted organism. So don't underestimate your power. Don't underestimate the power of your thought. Don't underestimate the power of your belief. And don't underestimate what you are sent on this planet to do. You're not sent on this planet to see if you can continue to suffer some more. That was really not the plan. That is not the plan. The plan is to see, okay, I'm giving you, because you're so beautiful, because you're so worthy, I'm giving you another opportunity. Can you go into this planet and heal? So we have to come out of our own heads and remember our maker. Remember why we are here. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make you remember and to wake you up. Apart from all the technical, the nutritional, the lifestyle, the healing work that I do, one of the things that I really want to do is wake you up, is wake women up, is empower you. Because if we get that fire lit in our own heart, there's nothing stopping us. That fire that we have lost somewhere, it's that fire in your heart that I want to light up today. And I've been trying to light it up, and I'm not going to stop until I do. That's why I created the Facebook group called Women Breaking Free. If you're yet not a member, you need to go join, and I'll look at your request and I'll have you in. We need to be together. We need to unite. Okay, so with that note, I want you to go on the view section and see if you can click on gallery and look across the screen to all the women who are here, and give, when you see the women, please give a smile, nod your head, connect with them in some way. So remember, our body is in the energy. Our energy is not bound by the walls of our screens. Energetically, when you give yourself permission to energetically connect with all the women on the screen here, then you are connected. So connect with other women. And there's another thing that I'm going to have you do. I want you to, in your screen, open your arms out as if you're going to grab the hand of the woman next to you and the other side of you. Please grab each other's hand energetically and visualize this beautiful circle of power that you are contributing to making. Your power here is magnified 1,000 folds because you are joining hands with someone on the same path as you. You get their power and you get to empower them. So in this power magnification. 1 plus 1 is not, it does not equal 2. 1 plus 1 is whatever the infinity number you dare to attach to it. Okay, so take your hands now, put them in your heart, and take every woman here, even the women who are not here, even the women in your family, your grandmothers, your mothers, your great aunts, can you please bring them into your heart so they can support you? Mother Earth, so they can support you, so you can be supported, and you can do the next action thing that you need to do to come into your power. So you're not alone. You're never alone. You're connected to all the women. As one woman heals, all of us heal. I don't know if you haven't noticed, but women energy, feminine energy is on the rise. Women empowerment is on the rise. There's a reason for it, because we have given our power away to begin with. It wasn't somebody else's power. We gave our own power away. Hallelujah, that the time has come that we can now take that power back. What you are taking back is yours to begin with. Nobody gives you freedom. Your freedom is not somebody else's property. It's yours to begin with. It's been stolen. You're going to take it back with your head held up high. So that's what we are embarking on today. Okay, and while you're at it, when you have the power of a billions of women all across the world, I want you to tap into your deepest longing and your desire that you have somewhere abandoned. What is that? Do you dare to see or get in touch with that desire? I want you to dare. Grab that desire, put it in a frame, look at it in front of you. Make friends with it again. Reacquaint yourself with it again. Give it some air, bring it out of the darkness so you can see it again, and don't you ever forget it. That's your why. This is why we're here. Okay? Knowledge is there, help is there. This is why you are here. This is your why. This is why you want to get healthy. This is why you want to heal your body. This is why you want to heal your mind. This is why you deserve healthy, nurturing, supportive relationships, and not to be in relationships that suck the life out of you. Your job on this planet is not to be tested and tested and tested and tested over and over and over again. You've been tested enough. Enough is enough. I want you to be able to have the power and the guts to say that. Muster up your guts, because that's what it takes in order for you to take a stand for yourself. Nothing less will ever do. Okay, so I want you to pop in the comments so you can give your dreams some space and air and the power of the elements. Put in the comments, what is your biggest desire? What do you really want to do? Why do you want to get healthy? And Sandy is going to read your comments and she's going to speak them out. So we acknowledge that we see you, that we see your beautiful heart. We see the fire in your heart. What is it that you want to do? Actually, all of the women, all of us have talents and gifts to share. We are a force to be reckoned with. Somewhere along the line, we forgot that. So I want you to remember that. What is your why? What is your biggest aspiration? What are you going to do when you get all healthy, mind, body, and soul? What are you going to do? How are you going to engage in the world? How are you going to impact the world? How are you going to become the truest version of yourself that you are designed to be, that your creator sent you here to do? What is that? put that in the comments. And Sandy, read them out if you see some powerful things so we can all kind of get juiced up and really inspired by each other's inspiration. What do we have? Get involved in conservation work.
Okay. Tamara said, I'm working and listening to story, get back to medical profession.
Wow.
That's her desire.
That's wonderful. Anybody else who wants to claim their
Travel and get
desire?
involved in conversation work.
Wonderful.
Gentle plays.
So we're going to leave this question open for you. Whenever you feel inspired to share, go in the comments and please share. Okay. So as I was talking, as I was thinking, getting ready for this today, and I'm like, oh my God, what story am I going to share? The whole life is full of relationship stories. I could not choose. I couldn't choose a story. So what I wanted to share that there's some deep learnings that I did in all of my relationships that helped save me and bring me back to my own power. The few handful of things that I learned, it doesn't matter which relationship, I use them in every relationship to stay in my own power and do the healing work that I need to do that got mirrored in that relationship. So as we go along the class today, I'll share a tidbit of stories because life is relational. I couldn't figure out which story to choose because the entire life is a story about relationships. So hang tight while I go ahead and share what I have. Prepared for us, so just hold on. Okay, so here we have it, relationships. I'm going to beat the same drum again because I don't want you to ever forget. I don't care if your mind says, no, you can't. I want you to keep believing you can heal from anything. Okay, and one of the key things that I want you to understand that relationships provide a mirror. You're like, okay, what does that mean? I see my own reflection. Yes. The mirror can be giving you all the goodness that you are. So when you come across good people in your life, they're mirroring because you're a good person in your life. But what bugs us is what triggers us is when somebody mirrors something that we are not yet ready or willing to acknowledge within ourselves, or we don't see that in ourselves. So that's the part that's problematic, and that's the work that we're going to do. So who triggers us, right? By ourselves, we are perfect. You put another person in the room, all hell breaks loose, right? Because the other person triggers us. The trigger is within us. And everything that is in the subconscious that we are not conscious of, they provide a mirror. We get triggered in our subconscious and we blame the other person. So we try to get away from that person because they trigger us. It's not just relationships. We live in a world where, every second there's something happening in the world that's going to trigger us. Okay. And that is your gem. That is your gold. Being triggered is your gold because there's information in there for you to heal and to grow. And, during my studies, we talked about like the meditations and the spirituality, and there's like the monk path or the householder path. We think that to be spiritual, we have to go sit on the mountaintop and meditate our life away, but that actually does not cut it. The householder path, when we are knick-knacking in our relationships and allowing ourselves to grow and heal, is the quickest path to spirituality. So if you're thinking your way to freedom is to leave the relationship and be alone, that may be, but that the quickest path is to be challenged by the relationships, and the opportunity here is for you to heal what you're becoming challenged with. So relationships and love go together, right? Love is the most overused word and it's the least understood, right? We want love, so we go get married. We all know how that turned out. So, and we don't, in my 9-month program, we have a huge section that I want to talk about love. So we stop searching for love outside of us. It's really within us. When we become love, love is what we attract, and we become then a magnet for love. We are understanding that in order to go get love, we're going to go find it somewhere else. We already know we did not find it anywhere else. So I wrote here, dysfunction becomes the wrong medicine. So I'm going to talk about that in another slide. As I was preparing the slides, honestly, there was so much here and I didn't know what, because everything is interconnected. So just stay with me for a little bit. Why people, women, since we're talking to women, don't leave the toxic relationships. I can't tell you how many women I have already met in the last 2 days who are attending this retreat, that they are in those toxic relationships. They have succumbed to it because they don't see a way out. There is something called trauma bonding. We are bonded with another individual through a trauma, whether the trauma occurred without them or with them. And that trauma, that negative, the painful, energetic cord is why two people in trauma stay together. It's the most unhealthy thing, but they are bonded in that unhealthy thing. They're addicted to pain because the other person is triggering or activating or enlivening their pain body. And they mistake that to think they're in love. They can't get away from the person because it gets confusing. Love and pain become very confusing in a relationship. When your pain is triggered, you think it's love because you really love the person. Actually, where there's love, there is no pain. That's why love is a huge topic that I discuss in my 9-month program. Is something that we really need to understand. And familiarity is comforting. By default, human beings, they take the path of least resistance, right? And I understand it's pain in the butt to continuously be working on yourself, right? It's like, God, can I just not sit in front of TV, watch my Netflix and eat popcorn and nobody bug me anymore? Can I not be just done? It doesn't happen. But the getting done is it does not happen. But what happens is your joy expands, your liveliness expands, your heart expands, your life experiences become enriching and expand, and you become a truer and a truer version of yourself. So ultimately, you feel alive. Even with all of your predicaments and challenges, we feel alive. So I talked about that I really want to wake people up. So waking up means that you're alive. You're not a dead duck lying saying, oh, whatever. So it's about being alive. So this is why we're here. We're given a life, so we want to feel alive. Dysfunction becomes a wrong medicine. I really want you to pay attention to that. So in marriages, in families, there's all kinds of dysfunction happening. It becomes a way of two people or many people to relate to one another. They become comfortable with it. We watch many sitcoms. We've seen our parents. We even see ourselves. It's like one person bickers, you almost have the auto response for the other person, and we just keep going in the merry-go-round. And it keeps us engaged in that medicine. So why is the wrong medicine? So one example I want to give is, have you ever seen like a couple or a relationship where one person is always sick and they have no desire to get well and they have a million excuses why they're never going to get well? Because the other person needs to be a caretaker. Because of the other person's need to caretaker, something energetically happens that the one person is always sick. The caretaker can't take care of the person unless there's no sickness. If the sick person took their power back, the caretaker is going to be blown out of water. They don't know what to do. That's how they stay stuck to one another, because they need each other, this codependency. So it is a medicine for them to stay together, but it's the wrong medicine. So that's why I didn't know how else to explain it. So dysfunction becomes a wrong medicine. They think we need each other, but they're misguided. They're hugely misguided, but they in this dysfunction. And there's no getting them out of it until they have the awakening that they want to get out of it. Okay, so 3 questions that I want. So what happens in relationships? This is the first thing to do is you want to take your power back. Remember in the beginning of the class, I talked about taking your power back. I want you to ask, if in whatever relationship you're struggling with, the number 1 question to ask is, why did I attract this into my life? Your power lies in you taking energetic responsibility for everything you experience in your relationship. Why did I attract this? How did I contribute? What is in me that this person is united with me, or I've attracted this person into my life? Second question to ask, have I experienced this before? Have I experienced this relationship dynamic before, where I'm always attracting into my life this kind of a behavior or this kind of a dynamic? Okay. So we talked about physical health, mental health. We're talking about relationships because the state of our physical and mental health affects our relationships. Rather, our relationships affect our mental and physical health. Really, it all boils down to the traumas that we have not healed, that show up in our relationships, that show up in our mental health, that show up in our physical health. So remember in the first class, I said the root cause of disease is energy, trauma is energy, disease is 100% energetic. Here I'm telling you that again, that it is so. So we talked about the root cause. I told you the root cause is not this one thing. You pull out the tree and here's a root cause waiting for you. The root cause is a process. Root cause for different people is a different thing. Where do we tackle it first is what's in the field of your awareness. We don't go unnecessarily digging unless there's a reason to dig. We've got better things to do with our life. But if it's coming in the surface of your awareness, it's ready for you to see it. And it's ready for you to heal it. So our relationships is like having money in the bank. Imagine if your relationships were a source of support, nurturance, safety, love. How much inspiration and motivation you give to one another, you got each other's back, how that would affect your health. People who are mentally and physically ill, it goes hand in hand that their relationships are very toxic. It never happens otherwise. In over 25 years of my practice, over and over and over again, I've seen this. Pop a yes in the comment if you see it too. How your relationships, your mental and physical health are connected together. That is your question. If you see it, pop a yes in the comments. And many times, there's all kinds of relationships, and if it is working for you, it's working for you. But the working for you, quote unquote, is something that you have to define. I don't know what working for you means to you. I know what it would mean to me. So many times I've seen relationships where it's like a business deal. The partners or the partner would tell them, well, you're too emotional. I'm like thinking, this is an emotional relationship. It's not a business deal. Relationships by nature, love relationships are about emotions, are about the heart connection, right? And there are those who are in loveless marriages. There's a robotical coexistence, taking on the role of a husband and a wife, or taking on whatever role you have in that dynamic, but there's no human real connection. There's no joy. There's no love. There's no playfulness. There's no fun. They're just like, I make dinner, you do dishes. That's it. It's a like very structural. So if it works for you, who is to say it's wrong? I'm not telling you it's wrong. But if you're here, obviously it's not working for you. Something isn't working for you, right? So women empowerment. So, I like to not separate men and women because I think men hurt equally in different ways. If we have been conditioned, so have men been conditioned. So I have huge empathy and compassion for really all human beings. And many people, women who come to me for, relationships struggles, they speak so much about their husbands, and I turn their perception around and have them have some compassion for the man they've decided to marry. It doesn't matter that you live with that person, you divorce that person. It's not about that. It's about, can you get a deeper understanding about the other person? The truth is, as we begin to have compassion for ourselves, we have compassion for everybody around us. That doesn't mean we need to marry them or we need to stay with them, but we can have compassion. That's a road to your healing. Walking away with the resentment and anger is not going to heal you, because you're going to attract the same dynamic that's going to keep you angry and full of resentment. Pop a yes in the comment if you agree. Many of the people here are older, so they've been married. They're not newlywed, so they've been married for a while and they're seasoned people. So I know in the relationships I'm talking about marriages, because that's the most important, the intimate relationships women have, their spouses or their children. Somewhere in that relationship, it's the societal familial conditioning that women have this role, men have this role. I come from a culture from India where it was brainwashed into our heads, confusing messages. On one hand, you can do it all. On the other hand, it's your job to do it all, to fix it all. It's your job to do the household thing. So it was such confusing messages for me. So where women were taught that they can fix everything and everyone, please give that up. Not only you can't, it's not your job. You'll do your head in trying, okay? And that women should just take it all. Women are naturally built to be just much more emotionally stronger, powerful, and smarter. It's like Mother Earth. But there's a difference between becoming all and becoming a martyr and a doormat. Please recognize the difference. Being an all, having your ability to love so exponentially and compassionately doesn't mean you forget yourself in the equation. I forgot myself because I am the superwoman. I can do it all. I can fix it all. No matter what you do, I'm always okay. And actually I was. But was my life purpose for just to be okay, to survive? Or was my life purpose to grow out of that, grow out of my predicament and thrive and get in touch with my dreams, my hopes and desires, and live to the fullest of my capabilities? So we're not here just to be okay. Well, we're okay. You know, the worms on the street that come out to get some sun, they're okay. And then what happens? I mean, we're not, we are designed with so much more, and the world needs more of us. The world doesn't need for us just to be okay and be complacent, because the world won't change unless we participate in changing it. All right, let's take a deep breath. Stretch your arms out. Let me know you're still here with me. Oh, it's been very powerful the last 3 days. I'm telling you, I've had so many deep conversations with people who have scheduled the sessions with me. So I am really grateful for your participation, because otherwise, who will I be talking to? Okay, so thank you for being here. The energetic pattern. I don't know why I said that, because quickly I was making this slide. So you have to understand that relationships are an energetic dance. You say potato, I say potato, let's call the whole thing off. I don't know if that's relevant, but that's what came to me, right? It's a dance, which means you are participating in that dance. If you don't like the dance, get out of the dance or change the step. I take salsa dancing classes, and we partner up with whoever is next in line. So I'm partnering up with this guy, and he kept on repeating this one single step to the left, to the left, to the left. It's almost like I felt my left side were getting like lopsided. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not even enjoying it. So I messed it up. I messed it up. I pretended like I forgot. I messed it up. I did the right instead. I did my arm right. He was baffled. Then he just adjusted. We made up our own dance. And I enjoyed that. So if you don't like the dance you're doing with your loved one, please either get out or change the step. Kick them behind the knee or something, or step on their feet. Okay? Or simply say, I don't like it. Stop it. I don't want to do this dance with you. It's your responsibility, right? To change the dance pattern, you have to change your step. This is so common. People who are united together in their pain. Long time ago in my last life, after I got divorced, I met a guy. Somebody introduced us. And anyways, he was also divorced, and he came. We were supposed to go out on a date. He actually came to the kitchen, and he cried the whole time. And I'm like, I'm going to send you the bill. I got ready to listen to this. I don't get ready for my clients this way. He said, we are united in the same pain. I'm like, no, buddy, no, I'm not uniting with any more pain. I have mine pain enough. It's good enough. Let me deal with that. I don't want your pain. So this is what happens when people don't have the awareness. They said, you have pain, I have pain. They unite together in pain. And two wounded people looking to the other person to heal themselves. It doesn't happen. They only magnify their wounds. Pop a yes in the comment if you've seen that pattern in your relationship. Two people are wounded. They're looking to the other person. It's like, you heal me. It's your job to heal my trauma with my mother. And you're like, what? You need to give me everything that my mother did not give me or my father did not give me. You are responsible for filling up all the holes in my soul. Pop a yes in the comment if you have seen that happen in your relationships. You are not. If you tried, you already know you're not, because the simple truth is you absolutely cannot. We cannot fill anybody's hole. We can only fill our own. When we fill our own cup first, the cup just naturally overflows and other people enjoy it. If everybody did that, everybody would heal, because they heal, they drive the desire deep into their heart, not projected onto the other person. Nobody's responsible for your happiness. Nobody is. Only you are. So I'm going to pop this slide here again, the process of believing. You know, when life gives us so many challenges, so many lemons, we come to the belief, we come to think that we're just screwed, that we're abandoned by love. God doesn't love us. Nobody understands us. Nobody sees us. We succumb to this life that we didn't even want. Decide, make a decision to think a different way. Just have an experiment. Challenge your mind and say, you know what? I'm just going to parrot this decision until I believe it. And then you keep going in that direction and your belief will change. That's one way. And I shared my mom's story yesterday. So some of the slides I'm repeating in between to remind you. All right, so I'm just looking at time here, 12:42, my goodness. Boundaries is a number one problem, lack of boundaries in our relationships. Everything goes, anytime goes. There's got to be something in place. We safeguard what we value. When you have a diamond ring, you put it in a box or even ask to get insurance with it. Do you have any boundaries in place? Do you have a zero tolerance policy? So the reason why I bring that up, because I get women who say, well, at least he doesn't hit me, but he's verbally, emotionally abusing her. Well, he's just mean sometimes. He's only controlling a little bit. Newsflash, either you are controlling or you're not. There's nothing in between. When you leave the door open to say, come and abuse me, my worthiness is a little bit on stake here. You know what they do? They break the door open and they come all in. So there are certain things in life you got to develop that zero tolerance policy. What is the stake in the ground that you're absolutely not willing to tolerate? For me, disrespect in any way, shape, or form, not even for 1/1,000,000th of a second, not ever. I call anybody on it. And the funny thing is, once I became clear, I don't have anyone in my life who disrespects me. I just don't tolerate it because I don't disrespect anybody else. So what is yours? So many times people think when you're in a predicament, yeah, sometimes you may have to leave the situation, but the deeper work is healing yourself because you can't divorce yourself. Okay, wherever you go, there you are. In a relationship, there's always this power and power over. We've got to level out the playing field. Stop being the subservient or the controller. So one thing that I want to talk about is the slide may be somewhere because I was really in a rush. One of the things is, don't worry about the slide. I'm going to talk from what's in my memory. We all carry a victim energy. Remember I said relationships are an energetic dance? If you're getting powered over, or if there's abuse in your relationship, or there's the playing field is not even, it's because you're carrying the victim energy. When you heal the victim energy, the perpetrator is no longer there. And the same thing I want to talk about the narcissistic personality disorder. If I ask you, raise your hand if you have never been encountered with the person with that disorder, no hand is going to go up because it's so prevalent. I have dealt with the narcissistic personality disorder. I work with women who are in the narcissistic personality disorder. So it doesn't serve us to analyze the heck out of somebody else's behavior or their disorders. What is that going to do for you? What helps you is like, how did you draw that into your life? If you have a victim energy, you're inviting a narcissistic personality disorder, the controlling energy, the perpetrator energy into your field. So to heal your victim energy. And in my program, we talk so much about healing all the energies, and I have a process that's the ultimate process that works for all the clients. So one thing that I'm going to take you through an exercise is take a minute, close your eyes. Close your eyes and place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. Drop the mind into the heart. It just means that you are just paying attention to the heart. Bring into your awareness someone that you love dearly. Child, parent, sibling, friend, a pet. Who do you love dearly? Already your face is going to soften. And can you open your heart as wide as you can to this one person you love so much? Remember how an open heart feels here. You may feel like literally you feel expansion, it's more space. You may feel warmth. You may feel, you may relax into this love's high vibe energy. Now, I want you to remember that. Now, keep opening your heart to that person, your inner child that you had neglected or abandoned along your life's energy. That victim, let's talk about the victim, younger you, version you. So there is that younger version sitting there who was victimized by one person or the other, by whatever the circumstances may be, and it's been abandoned because you're like, no, you're not victimized. Don't worry about it. I don't know what to do with it. We push it away. So she or he is sitting in a dark corner with her head down. She's like, nobody knows me. Can you open your heart to that version of you that is sitting there waiting for you for God knows how long to be loved? Can you love that part of you? Please pull that younger version of you into your heart and love them up. This is the second most effective process in many of my processes that I have in my 9-month program, that you're going to go deep into. Healing has to be somatic. Trauma healing is a somatic experience. These experiences and meditations and guidance is what you're going to be getting in the 9-month program that I'm going to share with you, that I've been sharing with you, the next easy step for you to see if you qualify, and I'll be sharing that with you in a moment. So the victim energy we talked about. So it's another, the number one reason why we don't heal is because we don't feel worthy enough to heal. So in the realm of holistic health, everything that heals you is medicine. Medicine just does not come as a pill in a bottle. So reclaiming your worthiness is medicine, and reclaiming your worthiness is a process, is a healing process. It's a process that is integrated, mind, body, and soul, that you get to transform to be the healed version of you, is a part of my 9-month big program. So many of you have scheduled your healing breakthrough sessions. I've been completely booked. There's still an opportunity. So Sandy, if you can pop a link for them to book the session in the comments. So go ahead and book what's available, looking at how many people. If nothing is available, send me a quick email at mpuri@ayurvedichealingcenter.com. And if I will see what's available, then I may be able to open some sessions on the weekend for you. Just send me an email. So Sandy, the email is mpuri@ayurvedic Ayurvedic Healing Center, CENTR.com is one word. Send me an email. And this is our third day. So we will have our, I'm going to stop the share. Okay, here we are. It's nice to see everybody. Then my PowerPoint. I love seeing faces. So we did that. This is the third day. Okay. So this is a big deal. So a big round of applause for all of you for listening to me, for going deeper, giving yourself permission to listen to new information that you may have never heard before. As you can see, I'm a no fluff person. What I shared with you, it has taken me my entire lifetime to learn. That I have crystallized in my 2 books. And what I shared with you, that my whole lifetime of learning is what I have crystallized into my 9-month program. I leave nothing to chance. I leave nothing out. I'm committed to helping you get there. I am committed to helping you get there, because to see other people's pain when they don't have to be pain, it bugs me, because they don't have to heal. Not everybody's willing to heal. Not everybody has said yes to joining here, but you have. So I'm committed to getting to you two on the other side. So the next easy step is for you to schedule the 30-minute call with me. And I provided some kind of parameters around their schedule that I want you to make sure that you are making a commitment of time and money. You are ready to do that at level 8. It's not that I don't want to talk to you, because there's only so much time, and people, if you're not committed and you're scheduling a session with me, there's other people lined up who are committed, and I'm not able to give them that time. So I'm happy, utmost might will be my privilege to talk with you, to enroll you in a program that's going to suit your needs the best when you are ready. It's okay if you're not ready. It's okay if you're still kind of digesting the information. You're okay where you are. But I want you to understand that if you want to schedule, then I'm assuming that you are ready. So I want you to give it a thought before you schedule, because I have so much of a backlog now, people wanting to get in, and I want to get those people in who are ready. So the program that I have, the 9-month program, it is a combination of individual sessions, group sessions, from the physical all the way to the non-physical. It's a combination of live coming here Q&A, getting my support, plus some online learning videos that I will be putting on that you can go on your own online portal and learn. And it is not, there are a lot of programs out there. I'm not the only one in town, but what I have noticed that I have never seen a program that really gives you the physical tools about how to have a diet that is specific to your constitution and to your imbalance, that's customized to you, how to customize your own lifestyle, how to understand your own tendencies and what your imbalances tendency is, and how can you proactively come in the front side of it so you don't get blindsided when your life goes out of control. Right? And then the deeper trauma healing work through the lenses of our mental, physical relationship. I've written a book on it. My second book is about Wake Up and Heal, 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom. I have 2 books that are in the works that are not published. One is called Mother's Dilemma and Your Way Out. I've had a lot of dilemmas as a mother, and I talked about that in my prior workshops where I talked about healing your relationships with your adult children. And my other book is Loving Your Relationships. And that book is in the process. I haven't published it. So I may be giving you that book as a raw notes to the attendees of the people who enroll in the 9-month program. So there's a lot more where that came from. I'm fully committed. Everything I say, I feel it in my bones. I am one of those people, I go all in, otherwise I don't do it. Either I go all in or I'm not even there. That's how I live my life. That's who I am. So the 9-month program, the academy, the Holistic Healing Academy is now open. The first program in that academy is the Holistic Healing Immersion program. So these are the combinations that I have given you. It's a fully integrated program. If you are truly committed to healing yourself, I really think that you're going to be glad you said yes to enrolling in that program. We are going to begin in October. October is not so far away. So this is like the launch time where I am providing big discounts and payment options that may not be available moving forward. And you will get an email. I have some special sessions for the registrants of this holistic healing retreat in my mind that I am going to send you an email on. Hello, Renee. I love that picture. She's smiling like she's smiling right at me. So I will be sending an email to attend a special session tomorrow. Look out for the details. And that session, we're going to talk about the program. If you have questions, it's really going to be like a roundtable conversation. You and I on the Zoom screen, like we're sitting in each other's living room. Bring a cup of tea or something to sip on. I'll do the same, and we'll have a chat. Okay. No slides, no nothing, just a deep, honest to goodness conversation. So that's going to be most likely tomorrow. Stay tuned for the details. If you need to do the homework for today, which is CTA, hashtag CTA3 in the Women Breaking Free Facebook group. So obviously it's about relationships. What was the light bulb? Light bulb that went inside your head that holds the potential to turn your relationship around. What's the light bulb? So post that in the group. I haven't posted the homework. I will, but you can do it even without my prompt. And you know, the biggest challenge that I want to give you is take an action that you're scared to take. Take an action that you're skeptical about. If you're sitting on the fence about joining the program or what to do, get to the other side of the fence, make a decision, because sitting on the fence will drain your energy. It will undermine your own power because you can't decide for yourself. Remember, it's because of sitting on the fence that you got into the predicaments that you are in. Certain things you have to put a stake in the ground for. If we don't make a stand for anything, take a stand for one thing, guess what? We don't stand for anything. We're just wishy-washy, ho-hum. Somebody knocks us this way, that way. We're like, oh, okay, I'll just be okay. No. Stop being okay with something you should not be okay with. You're not okay with certain things. What are those things? It's that kind of a conviction and dedication it needs for you to take a stand for yourself. If you want the universe to bend over backwards and make available to you what you truly desire, you have to be that clear. I know because I've been there. I've had many conversations with that one up there. I'm like, I thought I told you, but you're sending me the opposite. What are you doing? I'm asking for something else and you're giving me something else. You're not hearing me. You know why? Because I wasn't being clear. I gave the universe a mixed bag of goods. Maybe I should. Maybe it's just good enough. Maybe it's okay. Oh, whatever. I don't want to do it. Well, then just say, there you go. Here's a mixed bag of goods. Enjoy it. It's taken me my entire life prior to coming here to get freaking clear. So I'm sorry. There's no messing around here. Hear me and hear me once. And help me in getting there. Period. We're not wishy-washy. We're not wasting around. Life is short. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not here to waste my life away. So don't waste your life away. Okay, I'm going to get off of my high horse. I have no idea. Every time when I talk and I'm like, okay, I just let it all go. And I'm like, okay, you up there, just come through me. Let me say what people need to hear. So hopefully you have needed to hear this. So at this point, I'm going to shut up. Please raise your hands if you have questions. we're going to have a chat, and my beautiful assistant Sandy here is going to bring you on the screen so I can answer your questions. All right. Let us go. So raise your hands. Either you can do it with the prompt at the bottom of your screen, or you can just raise your hand if whatever works for you. Seriously, you have no questions? I was that good? Oh my God, come on, you have questions. Challenge me a little bit here.
Mina, can I ask a question?
Yes, please, Sandy.
Okay, I'd like to know how long is the breakthrough session? Like 30 minutes or?
It's 30 minutes. It's 30
Okay.
minutes. I'm giving you 30 minutes. I was almost thinking I want to do 15 minutes just because there's so many people, but I haven't had the time to go fix that on my calendar. So for now, it's 30 minutes until I have the time to change it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
30 minutes, yes.
Are those spots are limited, like 5 or 6, or do you
I
have?
mean, today I think there are maybe 3. Last time I checked, there were 3 or 4 spots left. There
All
are
right.
also openings tomorrow. So I will see what the backlog is, and then I may be able to open some spots on the weekend, just a time, maybe 2 hours on a Saturday, 2 hours on a Sunday. Um, it depends on how many people are lined up. So
Thank
if you are needing a spot and you can't seem to get it, email me and I will try to accommodate you. How to deal with controlling partner? Yeah, that's a loaded question, Upasana. That's what we talked about today, right? It's a whole healing process. The question to ask is, why did you attract the controlling partner? When did you let him think or feel that it was okay to control you? You participated in this. Forget about the partner. What is in you that made him think that it was okay to control you? And so now you change it because now you have more knowledge. And how are you going to let him know that it's not okay to control you? That's the work we do in the bigger program. So it's not even if I tell you, there's no one solution because you're not going to be able to do that solution. You can tell him stop it. Well, good luck, because he's not going to stop it. And many of us, you're not even going to say stop it because it takes some guts. You got to put the energy and the conviction behind it, which is a process of becoming. Okay. You mentioned getting off so Sandy, can you read that question to me? Oh, getting
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the fence. That's
yeah,
where I
getting off the fence, that is where I struggle. I know what I want to do, but doing it is sometimes hard. Can you
can you
speak on
speak
that?
on that? Yes. So when we are about to make the most important decision in our life, and we can feel it in our bones, the ego will come in and say, it's so hard. Like, don't do it. It's normal. You do it anyways. There's no other way. You do it anyways. You know what you want to do. It's not going to become easier by not doing it. When you take the first step and do it, you have already made the decision. Rest is easy. So you have to do what your heart desires. You have to hold your dreams bigger than your ego's created or real challenges. Because only thing real is what you totally aspire to be. Sisters, change is not easy, but we do hard things together. Yeah, exactly. Remember when one of you dives in, takes a step, do you know what you're doing? You're encouraging all the other women who are sitting on the fence. That's why I had us connect with it. It's not just, your hairy, like your fairy, like foo-foo thing that I did just to make yourself feel better so you like the session. No, there's a method after my madness. Because energetically, we can support one another in ways that we don't even realize. So when you are making a decision, you are bringing the energy of all the women around here or not here behind you. They're rejoicing. They're saying, thank you for doing what I never had the guts to do. Thank you for changing the predicaments of the daughters, the girls, the generation before you. You get to be the change maker. How would that feel for you to be the change maker? How would it feel 9 months into the program, a year into the program, and say, oh my God, how would you feel? How would you impact your daughter, your neighbor, your friend, your sister, your son? How would you make an impact there? We become the change we want to see in the world. Gandhi said that.
Meena, sorry
Important
to
thing,
interrupt you.
yeah,
And Prati has a question, ask, can you heal health issues?
that's what Patty we spoke about on day one, talking about, again, health issues is a big umbrella. In my experience and in my practice, people heal health issues day in, day out. Healing is a different word. Healing does not mean the symptoms disappear. I have helped heal people who were cancerous and they were going to die. I was with them in the last days of their life here. I didn't get rid of the cancer because I couldn't. But they left this world with peace and joy in their heart. That's healing. So that's why I tell you, you can heal from anything. So listen to the replays of day one, Prati, and day two, that's about the mental illness. So any other questions, raise your hand. You can come here. If you don't want to write in the comments, you can have a direct conversation with me. We're happy to do that. No questions are wrong questions, and no questions are stupid questions. Question that you ask is probably the question that everyone has. Because they're common, we're connected. We're not different from each other. So any other questions, let me know, and then we'll just open it for another few minutes. No questions, then we will log out. And stay tuned for the replays, and stay tuned for the whole big announcement of my Holistic Healing Academy being open, and how you can enroll and all the details on it. And I am figuring out a special session tomorrow. I'll send you the details in a separate email today, so be sure to look out for the email, okay? So we'll wait another 2-3 minutes if you have any questions, and then if you're not, no worries, okay? Padmini, go ahead.
Um, I am bothered by myself. The meditation that you kind of did a short one here. What is it that I was after was actually the question and the answer were in that meditation. So I need to work on that. So I'm either I'm being lazy, I'm born this way, and I start something and I never finish it, and it bothers me, and it kind of gets piled up, and then I wouldn't be able to move it away and clear it, and then um, see my goal position and then achieve it. It just never happens. Is there something genetically I was born that way? How can I change that?
That change, okay. What a wonderful question. So, Padmini, because you and I have worked together, I know that you have the tendency to have the Vata imbalance. Vata is when the elements of air and space becomes out of balance. And one of the symptoms of that is the inability to focus and just kind of flighty, go here, go there. So that's your tendency. So what I want you to do, instead of fighting that tendency, can you just accept that about yourself? Just try it, please. Can you accept that your kind of nature? And can you find something extraordinary or beautiful in that? Maybe you're very creative. Maybe you like flow like the wind. You want to be free. So can you want to be free? So can you truly open your heart to that wonderful quality that your tendency is showing you? Because when you accept it, then you can say, okay, in this part here, the freedom is good, but I need to put like a boundary around it. Like, how does a river flow freely? If we don't put any banks around the river, it's going to flood the town. So again, this nature of yours of free flowing, how can you make it even more beautiful and sustainable if you kind of safeguard it a little boundary around it? And saying maybe, I'm going to spend 10 minutes at 8 o'clock to really enjoy the free nature that I have and see how I can channel that freedom into this project that I'm doing. Maybe in the project becomes a boundary. Maybe the meditation becomes a boundary. How can I explore the freedom in this project? If you're painting, then that painting is a boundary, but what you draw on the painting is your freedom. You don't have to be bound by, oh, I was only going to do blue color. You're like, well, I don't like blue color anymore. I'm going to do orange. Well, I'm going to do this style of painting. I'm not an artist, so I don't know. I'm going to splash things instead. So there's a freedom there, but you have taken the freedom into a specific thing, so it has some place to land. So I talked about windmill example yesterday. The wind is like all over the place. It whips around your hair. It makes me really annoyed. It's like, figure out which direction you want to go to. But then what does the windmill do? It gathers that crazy, wild, free wind. It says, okay, come here. I'm going to turn it into energy, into electricity. That's the piece. And you don't have to force the piece. You play with that piece. Say, well, I'm just my whole freeing nature, I love it. And I'm going to see where I can use my free nature in which part of my life, in this project, maybe in doing some healing work, maybe in some cooking or whatever it may be. Because when you can go make a dish in a totally new way, not your mother's recipe, you create your own wild, freeing recipe. So you're free, but you are putting it into the recipe. Instead of, it has nowhere to land it somewhere. Does that make sense?
Beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome.
Now you know why I keep coming back to you.
You know I know you. I got your number. All right. Who
Good
is?
job. Good job.
We're dialed in. Who is next? Any other questions? So this question that Padmini asked, pop a yes in the comment if it spoke to you, if you understood how to use. That's why in the program, I am doing this VIP Jumpstart 2-hour session, which I'm going to talk about your tendencies, who you are in the body, mind, and spirit, because you can use that information about you not to go against your nature and try to be you don't know who, but you totally become yourself and you land that yourself into something beautiful instead of just trying to change and you don't even know what you're trying to change. So that information is pivotal. It's very important. That's why I'm giving that whole individual plan to each individual, that whole individual session to everybody, because you're going to use that information to navigate through all the teachings and all the learning you're going to do over the 9 months. Okay. Anybody else? Yes, book a call if you have not. If you're booking a call, will let me know that, I need to create some spaces for you. This is why we need a coach and a community to get that support. Actually, you can't, absolutely, if you think, how did I come here? I am sitting on the shoulders of my teachers. After I thought I had learned everything, right? I'm like, what is there? I studied with a teacher, consciousness, she called it Christ consciousness, for a year. She kicked my butt. That became the subject matter of my second book. That is deeply embedded in my program, because the process and what I learned from her was life altering. And it changes the life of my clients, because it's such an ultimate process of healing. It just simply works. It lands with people. So we're not alone in this island. We magnify each other. We support each other. All right. So it's 1:16. I say that I'm going to wait for another 4 minutes. And I know that there's hesitation. Somebody was talking. Anybody? Prati, did you have a question?
Yeah, how do I register? Because every time I try, I cannot get through.
Register for the session?
For the 30-minute session, yes.
Okay. Why can't you get through? That's strange. Can you hold on 1 second? Can I get you to hold on
Sure.
1 second?
Sure.
Nina, I tried it. It worked. I
It
just
works.
tried it. Yeah.
I think it must be your server or something, but I'm going to see what I can do. Just hold on, please.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just going to open up another Zoom if it will let me, so I can check my schedule,
Okay.
which is on the Zoom.
Mhm.
Hold on 1 second, and then I'll see what's available, and I can book you right now.
Okay,
If that's
thank you. That would be good.
Hold on 1 second. So 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30. I have a 4 o'clock today available.
Today at 4? Sure. Okay, I can.
Okay, and your
And-
first name is Prati?
Yeah, and how do I use the same link to get through?
Hold on. I'm going to get your email.
Okay. It's A like apple, N like,
1 second, I'm not there yet.
sorry, yeah.
No, I'll ask you. Don't worry. It's just that it's Zoom and I have to fill out the other information. So 1 second. 30 minutes, 4 o'clock, save. Copy. So I have to, 1 second, one more second. I'm just opening up my email so I can send that link in an email to you. I had closed all the windows because I don't wanted any interference when I shared the slides. So it's just taking a little minute to get there.
Where
Okay,
are you located? Like,
I'm in Toronto.
Oh, in Toronto, okay.
Okay, so there's a link. So now give me your email, please.
It's A like apple,
Uh-huh.
N like Nancy,
Yep.
Parik, Parikh.
Oh, ANPAR, you are already in here. So you must have scheduled.
Oh,
Okay, your link for 4 p.m. EST today.
okay.
Today is what, September 20, what is the date today?
26.
26th.
26. So all I ask everybody many people have booked, please do join on time. Remember, Zoom is not a physical location. So I'm generous with waiting, but it's kind of odd, like more than 5 minutes, I'm staring on the Zoom screen to see who enters. So
Okay.
please go in on time because they're only 30 minutes. So you respect your time, you respect mine, and I can start the next person in time, okay? So
Thank-
you're all set, look for the email, click the link, and I'll see you there.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah,
You are so welcome, my
I
pleasure.
really liked your sessions. Very,
Oh, I'm
very
so glad,
informative.
Prati. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you joined. Lovely,
Yes,
lovely.
yes. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Very good. My passion is contagious. Well, I wanted to hear that. I want to impact you. So if I'm contagious, that's awesome. All right. So, Sandy, you think we're done? Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Please post the homework in the women facing group, book a session, look for the replay, and look for a special email. There may be a special bonus session tomorrow because I got to actually announce the winners, the 3 winners that we're going to be announcing. So stay tuned. Sending you all lots of love, lots of encouragement, pat on the back, a big hug, whatever you need, you got it. And I hope that our paths cross again soon. Thank you.
Bye, sisters.
All right.